Skirious problems.
Right, Mika, what's your Skirious problem, mate?
My Skirious problem is that it's day 2 of the Junior World Championships. Or actually, not day 2, but it's the second race. Second medal for Austria, can you believe it? And also, because last time I was giving critique to the boys for not stepping up. 8th place for an Austrian guy as well. Elias Escher, Heidi Bucher 3rd on the podium. Like, Austria's on the way up, mate. Austria's on the way up. But also, what's much more important is the reason that Junior World Championships actually don't really matter so much. And that the guy that's going to prove to us that actually being patient and waiting for your moment is our guest today, Martin Løwstrøm Nyengät. Welcome to Skirious Problems.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, three-time medalist from the most recent Olympic Games. That's something to be happy about, I guess. Do you want to start on that?
Yeah, it was a great Olympics, and I'm so happy. And it took me quite a while to be in my first championship, and to come home.
This was your first championship?
First
Olympics, yeah.
My first championship was when I was 32 last year, so quite big.
Did you not get to race in Planitz as a substitute for somebody?
I was a substitute, but I was not in the team before I was sent down. So it was last year was my first feeling of being a participant in the championship.
Yeah, and not only participant, but also one of the people that actually, like, when you, especially when you start a 50K, and then usually for me to get an okay result, I need like a hard race. And then one of the guys that I'm always just banking on, I was like, oh yeah, Nyengät, he wants a medal as well, so he's just going to go fast from the start.
He's too stupid. He just go full gas and explode.
How did you actually do at Junior World Championships?
I was competing the last year as a junior, and
Where was that?
it was in Turkey.
Erzurum.
It
Was that 2011?
2011, yes. It was quite high in altitude, and with no experience, we went down there. We stayed even higher than the competition were, because the coaches said this was lower, but they only based that on a feeling that we were driving down instead of we were actually driving up. So we were laying way over 2,000 meters, and we didn't knew anything about the feeling we had. The legs burning from 1K, and I think I had maybe like around 10 at my best in the individual, and we were destroyed by the Russian team, but we took bronze in the relay.
In the relay?
Yeah.
See, but that's also a thing, like, Norway doesn't always, like, they always win relays at World Championships, but not at Junior World Championships.
No, it seems like the progression from junior to senior have been quite good for Norway in the last 10 years. But you see really strong competition in the junior championship from other nations, and like you said now, the Austrians are really strong in this one, and it looks like for the future it will be many nations fighting for the podiums.
Yeah, but does it not always look like that on Junior World Championships? But then, like, 6 years from now, like 80% of the people who medaled will not even be skiing anymore, and then there will be like this 2 or 3 Norwegians that came in 5th, 6th, or 7th, and that would be like Martin Løwstrøm Nyenget, and then just start going really fucking fast in every race and just...
So what you're really saying now is the best one, they are quitting after junior championship, and then people like me are making a podium because of the...
No, everybody quits. That's the goal, actually. Race long enough that everybody else quits. Then you
just
get
be patient.
Yeah, just be patient.
When everyone's retired, you have your job.
Yeah.
No, but what I was rather pointing at is the fact that when people talk about talents, and it's like, oh yeah, but Norway has so many talents. Like, other countries have talents too. But for some reason or another, by the age of 25, none of these talents have actually stepped up to become world class, as in podium contenders, whereas in Norway, people that were not considered the most talented as juniors all of a sudden start to accelerate and then also become podium contenders.
Yeah, well, like that's kind of like my theory around this is that Norway manages to maintain a massive amount of people that continue skiing until the later years, whereas the Central Europe countries, they just kind of like get these skiers that are really good when they're young, but then it doesn't necessarily mean they have like potential to be a super good skier later. But the skiers that hit puberty, for example, later, or they're just not that good when they're young, then they kind of stop because they don't see the opportunity. But Norway manages to keep kind of this bulk of people. Either that or it's just that there's more people skiing in Norway. But like, what do you reckon about my theory?
My theory, it's a really difficult question, but I feel it's okay. There's many people skiing in Norway, but I think it's also about a bit of the culture that it makes people have the opportunity to fight for. They can live as a skier because they have some small sponsors and they have parents that support them for okay, you can go for some years longer. But the reason why they accelerate in the talent, it's a myth for me.
Yeah, difficult to pinpoint. Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, how is it seeing like World Junior Championships in your hometown? You grew up in Lillehammer, right?
It feels like it, but I live here my whole life now, or half life. So I'm from a small place called Skirious, half an hour out of Oslo.
Uh-huh.
But since I'm now representing Lillehammer, it's really my hometown.
So did you move here for like the ski school?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they have this ski school when you're what, 15?
Yeah.
16?
I moved there when I was 16, and then I was had 3 years, and then I studied, and after I just settled down and got a family, and I feel like I'm a stucker. So
What did you study?
Sports.
Yeah. such a long shot.
So maybe that's the reason why I learned something in the school, and then I became better.
Yeah,
Applied it directly to skiing, yeah.
but that makes sense.
And then you became a father last year, was it?
Yeah, she's 2 years now.
Yeah. Oh, so 2 years ago then. Yeah. Oh, time flies.
Yeah, it actually does.
Yeah.
I also thought, oh, like Martin got a kid this summer.
Yeah.
It's like the same for me.
Yeah.
When you were gone away the whole winter, it's wow, you're so big now. Okay.
Yeah, that's actually crazy. It must not be that easy to like have a kid at home and go around all winter and go off for races for like weeks and so on.
This winter have been really special. I left for in December and was away all the way to after Olympics.
Yeah.
So it was okay. We had some FaceTiming, and but so like she, when she's so small, she is growing that much in time you're away. So really big to come home and finally have some quality time together.
Yeah.
Wait, but this year before Olympics, so you did like the first World Cup period until Davos, and then after Davos you went straight to Basel, I would say, or what was the?
I had 1 week home, and then I went away. So before Christmas I was away from late September until after Davos, and then
Really?
yeah, and then I was back home for a week. And then I went away until.
Why does everybody talk about Klæbo living like a maniac and just be gone for months at a time? And then Martin Løwstrøm Nyengät sitting here casually. Oh yeah, like I wasn't at home since like September until like after Davos, and then I was at home for a week, and then not until after the Olympics.
But Johannes and Emil, they all speak about big words, but okay, they are sacrificing a lot, but there's also a ton of skiers that sacrifices the same amount. So they are really at the top level, but there's always skiers that are pushing the same, but don't have the same results. So it's also fair to mention everyone else that putting in the words or.
But that's also just
the
sports now.
training.
There's also just sports. Like if you're
Yeah, yeah.
big name, then like people are interested, and then if you're Jimmy Clunet, then people are like, oh wait, he's the guy from Skirious Problems.
Yeah, not the after skiing. To be fair, Everson did say that we're not training enough and not eating healthy enough. That's why we're not skiing fast enough.
Did he say that
Yeah, Tour de Ski.
about us?
About everyone that wasn't good enough.
Oh yeah, in Doblak, right? I remember. Oh yeah, and then he also said something about like a seaman that was a bit depressed, Seaman Kruger, and then the guy from VG, I think, asked him like, oh yeah, like Seaman wasn't laughing so much because of the race. I don't know. What do you think? Oh no, because of the 5K heat mass start, he didn't seem so happy. And then Emil was like, oh yeah, but like if I had his results, I wouldn't also be happy.
I think he's a joke though, but
He's been shouting quite a lot this year, and he's been so happy about his own results and his own progress. And but maybe sometimes Emil also should keep his mouth a bit shut.
yeah.
I think it's fun. For us, it's nice to follow from the sidelines. It's a bit like entertainment.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Okay, next thing I want to talk about is World Championships 2025 in Trondheim. You were about to get a medal, and then you crashed. Do you want to run us through feelings and everything? And
I think about the 10K or the 50K.
yeah, you crashed twice. Yeah, right. Because you crashed once in the quite fast downhill on the 50K, and then on the 10K was just the Sunling corner, right?
Yeah.
So it's just before the finish, like twice in a row, when you're definitely in medal contending position.
I was fighting for the silver, but ended up in 5 in the 10K.
Yeah.
So it was really a small margin for taking the podium. And in the 50K, I was feeling so good. And I've been training the whole year before the 50K for doing like a final long sprint. And the most devastating is that you didn't get the chance to like prove what you're training for, because I used so much time to prep for this final long sprint, and after 5-hour training, 6 hours, 7-hour skating, and then doing a ton of sprints. This was I felt like this was my really big moment, and then I fell and broke my ski, and the race was over.
Yeah.
So after this, I was my first thought was to quit the season and get drunk and just chill for a moment. But it turned to be okay. Then I really have to try to win the 20K in Holmenkollen the last or next week, and that went quite good.
Because this is what I remember actually from that. Like, I came in the World Champs with 13, then 9th twice, and I was a bit like, oh, not really what I wanted. I was quite depressed, and then I remember going up on the Tuesday after World Champs, skiing in Shushan, and then I met you out on the tracks. I was like, oh, should I start to complain about how much I hate skiing right now? And then I realized, wait, maybe I shouldn't complain to Martin about how much I hate skiing right now at the moment. And then I remember how impressed I was by, it just seemed like you'd given it a place already, and it was done, it happened, and you were just full back in swing and just trying to be good in skiing again, which is like not very usual after a big defeat like that, when you didn't even get to show what you're worth, because you have like this bad luck in the most decisive moment of maybe your career at that time.
Yeah, of course, Trondheim was my main event for my whole time of skiing. But my mind is if I only have like a new goal, I'm really easy to motivate. So as soon as I like, okay, I really want to win this race, or I want to improve this, or then it's really easy for me to switch the focus. But as soon as I don't have any big goal, then I get lazy and don't do the training as good as I should, and then it shows at the results.
Yeah, but like for me, it was just the most insane thing to see. Okay, somebody has like put all his hopes on that, gets that big loss, and then just like 2 days later, he's like, oh, yeah.
But also, it was a big win for me. I took in the championship. I had my first medal.
Yeah,
in
you
relay.
did get your.
I did get a relay gold. So, okay, it was devastating, but it was also a really good championship. And the championship in Trondheim was, crazy in that way, and really nice.
Yeah.
Mika just loves whining. That's why he doesn't understand. He's like, oh, what? You're not complaining. I love complaining. So he's
Complaining is
He's
the real
not
thing.
whining, but he's always smiling, and he's so like looks happy every time. But he also
yeah,
Complaining makes me happy. It
yeah.
actually does. But right, okay, let's actually quit with all the negative stuff. And let's go to what we all admire you for. So you went to Junior World Championships. You didn't get a medal there, but you were still quite a talented junior. And then, if I remember correctly, you won your first World Cup in Holmenkollen in 2020? Was it the COVID?
22. Yeah.
22. Oh, was it after Beijing?
Yeah.
So after
But
Beijing.
your kind of breakthrough was 2020 ski tour, right?
Yeah.
That was
yeah.
that was like kind of when it was like you put yourself as a proper skier.
But then, so by your first World Cup victory, you're what, 29 then? 28?
Yeah, almost. I was 29. Yeah.
29. And then you did. How well did you do in a Planitza season? You did not get selected for.
For Planetza, I was not selected for anything else than maybe the 50K in the championship, and didn't race that much World Cup before. So it was a special season with the COVID period coming before, and but it took me some years to go from a okay to good junior at last year, but the first year as a senior was I was struggling quite a bit, and maybe pushing too hard, maybe not training good enough. Difficult to say.
When you say not training good enough, what's your understanding of not training good enough?
I went from as a junior training okay, but really high amount of quality. Training really easy. Every week was looking almost the same. So in that perspective, it's quite okay quality. I had several intervals in the week, and the first year as a senior, I was I will say in some weeks pushing like crazy, and didn't handle it too good, or handle it at all. So I needed 2 weeks of rest. Then I did a crazy week again, and 2 weeks of rest. And this was continuing my whole year as a first year senior. So I learned a lot. And after this, I was really like almost afraid of training in the next year. So I did several mistakes, but I also learned a bunch.
But this is your first and second year of under 23s. When was kind of the moment where you realized, like, when I might be a bit better in skiing than most other people, and I might actually have future where I can live up to childhood dreams. Did you have a key moment like that, or was it just a growing process all the time?
The thing with me, I always had during a season, I always had like one race, maybe two, that was something different. Where I saw like okay, my my best days is in a quite good level. First year as a senior, I didn't compete almost, but I won a Norwegian Cup with 30 seconds as a first year old. So my really good days was really good, but this was not the level I was competing at all. So I had some of these races from I was 18 to 20, let's say 29, but my normal level was not so good.
And then did you go through like the whole classic Norwegian system where you went into like the regional teams?
Yeah.
So you were what, an inland or Veidekke inlandet at that time still?
My whole like ladder has been junior team. Then I was in a private team the first 2 years as a senior. Then I was in the recruit team.
Yeah.
Then to the national team and the sprint team. And then
Are you in the sprint national team?
yeah.
Wait, when was
Okay, I
this?
forgot about this. Oh, I don't think I never knew.
I'm not sure if you were born yet, so it's a quite long time ago. So it was more because of the overall team was full. So I had maybe better results in distance than sprint, but at that
This
time I was more
1990.
okay.
Was this around the time when it was Olympics in Lillehammer?
Yeah, 1994 Olympics. No, it was 2016 to 17. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Was Arild Monsen already a coach then?
Yeah.
The sprint team.
That's great.
It was my boss.
Yeah.
Also that at that time. So
What, by the way, what's this like? What's the thing about Arild Monsen? Like, I don't know why, but he has like this
Aura.
aura around him where it's just like, he walks in and is like, I'm the boss. I don't care who you are. I don't care what you do.
Just for
Awesome.
people listening, he's the coach of the sprint team.
yeah. Arild is also working really hard for keeping this this name, and he always tells everyone, especially the new ones, that he's the boss. And when he speaks, you listen. And the worst thing you do as a first World Cupper or is to sit in his seat, then you're screwed.
So he has like every hotel you go, he has like a dedicated seat.
Yeah, and in the car, in the trailer.
What's his car in the what's his seat in the car?
It's he's never the driver, but he's usually not the passenger because he likes to sit back in the car with the boys.
Okay.
So he has like a middle seat or something.
That's funny.
So if there's no place for him in the back,
Then someone has to go out because this is his seat.
That's cool.
That's cool. Okay, so back to you. 2016-17, you're on the sprint team.
Yeah, and then I started to climb down the ladder. So I went to the recruit team for 2 years. Then I was taking another step down to the region team,
Yeah.
and before I then took the ladder up to the distance or all-round team, national team.
When you took your victory in Oslo, what team were you on then?
Then I was on the national team.
Oh, so then you were on the national team already.
But was it, maybe this is indiscreet, but when you took your first victory, I think your dad passed away like a few days before.
Yeah, we had his funeral in Friday, and we competed in Sunday. So it was really close, and it was a really special moment with no focus in skiing. This with the planning in the funeral, and but for the competition, my whole family that traveled for the funeral, they stayed and joined in the stadium and was cheering for me. So it was somehow okay, like ski race, because we had no focus for the competition during the whole week, during Friday, Saturday. But for me, it was when we started the race, my whole focus like switched for this race. Now I can do this for my own, and I was in super shape before he passed away, so it was not that difficult to like keep the shape with. But I felt didn't feel good at all. But as soon as I competed, and this time it was feeling okay.
Do you think mentally something happened as well? Because, like, I don't know, like the switch in focus or just motivation to be even better. Do you think it played a role in your victory, or was it just random of the?
I think, of course, he's been the one most important for me skiing at all. So he learned me a lot, and we had also a really good friendship. So I think the main key is not that the moment did any big switch, but taking the first win also maybe it's the switch for the mentality. So you really have faith that you actually can win the race. And for me, I never before this won any top stage win. So difficult to say if it has something to do with his pass.
Yeah, because it just kind of, I remember when I saw it, it reminded me of the kind of a similar thing happened in biathlon with Fabien Claude.
Yeah.
His dad also passed away. He was doing snow scooter in Canada and went missing. And so people knew that it was most likely like fell in the river. And he was racing biathlon and he got his first podium that same week, like a few days after his dad went missing, when his dad was still there, he still hadn't found the body.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just think it's it's crazy that people manage to perform when they have like such a high mental load. And yeah,
I think it could be really ups and downs in this time. And for me, during all like my small training session, it was okay, it's no chance to even start the race. But I competed the whole season from February when he passed to April, and every race was good. But I didn't have a single session that was even up to okay. So it's I think the switch for and this was like free, let's call it free space when I was competing. Okay, now I switch focus and only think about skiing as fast as I can through this course, and then I can handle the rest when I'm done.
Yeah, it's wild because I feel it's so double. It's like some people you see actually manage to still perform, and then also some people manage to just not live up to any expectation anymore after it. I remember there was this Dutch cyclist, Robert Geesink, and his father passed away when he was 23, and he was like one of the biggest talents in Dutch cycling. I think he was sixth in the Tour de France in 2007 or something, or 2008. And then after his dad passed, he just never really managed to live up anything close close to that. So it's impressive how differently it can affect people, stuff like this. Your first World Cup victory. that season you keep on training on the distance team. Have you always been using the coaches of the national team, or are you using your own coach?
I had Nossum for the last 2 years, so yes, national team.
Yeah. And then you have one season a bit tougher after, and then 24, 25. So last season, I felt like there you were maybe on your absolute peak in the start there when you won the classic race in Ruka. And you were what, third or second in the 20K?
Third in the 20K in Ruka, and then won the 10K in Lillehammer, and third in the skiathlon in Lillehammer.
And you won those?
Yeah. So pre-season or before Christmas last year was pretty good.
Because if I looked at you skiing there, I felt like it was so effortless, and like you were skiing so well technically as well. I mean, you usually ski well technically, otherwise.
Mika's love. Mika's absolutely in love.
No, but I just want to know.
Share the better one after this.
I just want to know.
We already have the lights and everything. This can be a different kind of content.
Sorry, Mika, I really have to go home to my wife.
No, but would you say that in that time period last year in December you were performing on your highest level to date?
Yeah, I think so. Together with the race in Homecom last year after the championship was my best races ever. Yeah.
And then I remember straight after that period, that's like we're talking about what, 10-day break after Davos.
Yeah.
You go to Tour de Ski and all of a sudden you're like miles of where you should be. What happened there?
I have no clue. It's I just felt I haven't been sick. I have been training good, and suddenly I feel that everything is heavy, not performing, and my ski sport was really good during the Tour de Ski also. So I knew at that time I need to go home, take some day off, and like reset my training. Not I think my training philosophy has been so different than what I do when I compete week after week. So it feels like I get full of hard intervals and competition. So I really had to push the reset button and go home to my family. And
what's the reset button? Just chilling, do nothing for a week, or
I'm not the best at chilling for too long, so I think I had 3 days completely off, and then starting to train at a high volume but low intensity. Yeah.
Oh.
But I remember you saying not so good at switching up. I remember a few years ago, we were out training. It was like kind of like mid-May or something, like kind of when you start like putting the hours in a bit more, and then we did like a session together, and then you were like, oh yeah, I'm going to Zanzibar tomorrow, and then you went to Zanzibar for a couple of weeks, and so you do manage to reset sometimes.
Yeah, it's during the spring and also during the summer. I really managed to just complete rest.
Yeah.
And at my best resting moments, I also done this during the fall, that I put in 10 days, no training, because I really felt I'm too tired and have to.
You took 10 days off training in the autumn.
Yeah,
This
September,
year.
October. Not this year, but I done it twice.
Like no training at all.
Yeah.
Wow, that's great.
But then
and then you got like panic attacks, like pretty much on the third day, like, oh, I'm not training, oh my god.
yeah, and then you really have to find something to do. Like I start fixing things at home, renovating. Yeah.
Okay, does your wife think that's a positive thing when you start fixing things at home, or
she gets a panic attack, but there's something really, really wrong with me because I'm so lazy at home.
But that's a good treat. That's a treat that lots of athletes have, that they're lazy at home.
Yeah.
I think that's key actually. If you're training really hard, you have to be lazy to keep up. Be good at also resting, so you're able to keep up the training.
But I watched this video on YouTube because I CBA reading. Like reading, it's so intense. Oh, I can't do it. So, but I watched this video the other day where it was about resting, and then resting split in two things. One, not doing anything, and the other one was having like social interaction and social activities. And apparently it's like even better to have social activities. Apparently you rest better when you do that. You have better quality of sleep.
Would you
How do
say
you see
you're
that?
resting at the peak now with sitting
Yeah.
here speaking together? And,
Yeah, this is like, we're making energy for this weekend in Lahti. We're like
Yeah.
building so much resting. Yeah, we're gonna sleep so good tonight.
So when
Especially
Martin
Mika is gonna sleep so good after he goes home with Martin.
No, but when Martin wins in Lahti this week, and then he can say, "Oh yeah, it's because I had so much social
Yeah.
interaction." And when we do really bad in Lahti, then we can say maybe we've had a little bit too much interaction.
That's true. Yeah.
Because you will sit there the rest of the night with this microphone and
Yeah.
just keep interacting.
Yeah,
We just put it in our ears and just listen to ourselves speaking and enjoy it.
yeah. But now my question to that, regarding that was rather, what kind of person are you when you're at home? Are you just chilling, doing nothing, or you like go and hang out with friends, or what's Martin Løwstrøm Nyengät doing in October in a hard week of training?
This, if you ask me for 2 years ago, it would be quite different than it is today. When I'm at home now, it's a different ball game. My normal day, I try to be finished with 2 sessions or 1 long session before I pick up my little girl in kindergarten.
When is that? When is that?
15:30 is 4 o'clock at the latest.
So you try to be done with 2 sessions before that as well.
Yeah.
So but then you go train super early in the morning, and
Yeah, she usually wakes up between 5 and 6. Then we use 1 hour for her to get her breakfast and play a bit, and then we deliver her in kindergarten, and then Dad has to do his training, and I try to be finished before so we can spend some quality time during the evening, or her evening, because she gets to bed at 7.
yeah.
Yeah. That's crazy, actually.
Yeah.
It's a different. It's definitely a different lifestyle.
It's like when Jimmy sends me a message, "Oh, should we go training 8:30 tomorrow?" I'm like, "Oh, mate, like 9 should do it."
Early. Like today when we met in the track, I was done and went straight home and had lunch, and then I went to the gym, out for a run, and then picked her up in kindergarten, and we went home for eating dinner, and now we've been out skiing, or her trying to do. She had her first alpine skiing today, so she's 22 months, so it's she really has to start now.
Yeah.
If she wanted to be the next,
But then you're gonna push her like rather in the cross country and rather in alpine.
she will do one of the biggest sports. I can see her do golf. Maybe the first girl in Formula One would be really nice.
Yeah.
So I would try to avoid ski,
Alpine skiing could be good. That's like
That
where
could be
you can
good.
earn money.
but maybe not cross country.
yeah, but I my
For
first-
real or not?
It would be nice in some way,
Yeah.
because I feel I could really help her. But I also think there is could be even more fun to do like a team sport, or I know there is something that is equally fun
Yeah.
or more fun.
Talking about team sports, how are you team player? Or are you like individual athlete?
I did football, handball when I was.
But it was more meaning like in the team. Do you do stuff like with the rest of the team, or like are you more kind of like?
I think I was more of a team player before.
Yeah.
Now with I feel I have less time for training. with the family, and so now I really feel like I have to go out and be or perform, and also at my training, so I can come home and spend the time with them, especially when she's home in the weekend. Or so now I'm a bit more stressed person also when I'm training, so that is a bit upsetting for my teammates.
But other question I had wanted to ask is, you're from 93, right?
92.
Before you ask a question, actually, one just binding onto the other topic. When you say you have less time for training now, does that also mean you train less now than before?
It should be, but I think this will be my peak year of volume. But
Give us numbers.
1100.
Okay, fuck it up.
Yeah, that's quite a lot. Yeah. Okay.
But
Okay, just for our consciousness, how many of these 1100 hours are in March, April, May?
It's let's say I'm training 70, 80 at the max in those months. In April maybe 50.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're just training 120-hour months in September, October, November.
It's close. Yeah.
It's close, as in it's over, or it's close as
No,
like, we're freaks. We're
It's not.
freaks.
It's not over. It's I try to more balance it out. So it's I feel it's better to have months staying at 110 instead of pushing over 120 and then have to go down to 90.
Yeah.
90 is still some, but 110 is or 115 is maybe more than enough.
But then if you train 150 in your good months, that means you also have to train quite a bit during the season if you train 1100 hours in a year.
Yeah, especially this year when I didn't go to ski. Then I was able to put in some good, like a really good January, and that helps a lot for the volume or for the whole year. So this year is not the year where I'm competing the most, and that was also a big effect in the training volume.
Yeah. But then, because I know that Klabo tries to aim for like 80 hours in December, January.
Yeah.
Is that like something you're close to, or are you over that, or?
I had 100 in December and same in January.
Well, that's pretty good, actually.
Just a bit over 100. That's about my biggest months of the year, babe.
Yeah, that's quite impressive with all the races.
Yeah. Because December is also a super race intense month. You do like 3 World Cups usually, because you have or Ruka usually is either December or January. So that means you do at least 2 World Cup weekends.
Yeah.
With lots of traveling as well.
Because, so this year you skipped Tour de Ski so you could train at like kind of guarantee your, or not guarantee, but give you some
years guarantee
to get the best shot to get your medals at the Olympics, and it kind of paid off. But let's say World Championships, you get either you win the overall distance cup, World Cup, or you get a third place bronze medal at the World Championships. What would you do?
If you said the World Cup overall, then it would be easy. But for me, it's the medal is a really big goal.
Yeah.
But if they win the overall distance, that means you're like on podium, close to podium, and like every weekend. So that's probably earning you more money than a bronze medal.
Yeah, the bronze medal is not giving you anything, so that's for sure. But the thing with the system now for points in the FIS World Cup is, first of all, you have to race almost every race to win this cup. And with the old system, I felt if you were a really strong skier, you could do good in the total with not competing every race. But now it's more of competing at the most races as possible. this will give you a stronger result for the overall. But
Yeah.
maybe this is only my opinion, but I feel this system is not making the winner stronger, but
It makes the cup stronger
for
because
sure.
it's a cup and it rewards racing. And if you're
And the good thing with this is it makes the skiers try to do as many races as possible.
Yeah.
This we need to keep the World Cup, and for every event managers is so important that people are coming to race their events, and it seems
this
like
actually raises a different question.
Yeah.
What do you think that one of the biggest profiles in women's cross country skiing, or generally cross country skiing, I think probably more people know who Ebba Andersson is than
Yeah, but yeah, there's lots of, there's also Jonas Sundling and Frida Karlsson.
yeah, but if you look at it now, when she is generally rather racing less than more World Cups.
Yeah.
And then now after getting her Olympic gold medal, she decides to not go to the home World Cup in Falun. And then the weekend after that, it's like, oh, you know what? I'm a race a bit in ski classics now instead of the World Cup in Lahti. Do you think do you not really care? Do you think that's a good thing? Do you think, what's your feelings about that?
I don't think it's the right way to go. For the sport, it's important to have the biggest stars at the starting line, and I can see it's really working and paying off for some of the best Swedish women skiers. But there, I have to applaud Johannes Klæbo
Yeah.
for
What did it say?
he's still competing almost more than anyone else. He's always there giving his best. So he's really important for the sport, and he's giving everything in every competition. And he's after the 50K, he said he's definitely not going to follow.
Mhm.
It took him 24 hours. He decided that I'm going to follow and I'm going to take 2 wins.
That's cool.
That's it. Because if you look after Trondheim, then he had like this decompression in Oslo the first day where he was really not on his level.
Yeah.
Second day he was like what, third again?
Yeah.
But
And
then
then
now
you also the king Johannes Klæbo with 5 days of resting, maybe more than one time out partying is it's not good for his shape, and when he's living his strict life, it's a big change also for him.
Yeah. But you really tried for him, or you really tried that he didn't get the win in Falun on the 20K, I think.
I remember skiing behind it. I told him today, this is like the first lap where we go out. I'm kind of like, oh, like, I think I might feel good again. And I was like, oh, I'm really suffering now. And then I was skiing behind Martin. I look on the back of his skis, and I just see his ski tips hopping in the air all the time.
So you were the guy that was standing up on my skis.
Yes, exactly.
Thanks.
And so then I was like, wait, but if Martin is hopping and double poling now in the first lap, that probably means we're going quite fast. And I got dropped like pretty much straight away. But like, there's racing fast, and then there's like what you decided to do in Falun, and especially the Olympics on the 50K, and that's actually take us there. You're standing on the start line, you know there's 50K to race today, so you're like, you know what, I'll just start with a prologue start.
Yeah.
You have to be really stupid to even.
You had a break after like 1K. You had a break of like 20-30 meters.
Yeah. My main goal was to just try to make this race as tough as possible. To go as hard as possible for 50K. Not leaving anything behind, and I was really going for the gold this day, and I know that this could end up with me not completing the race because I would be so tired. But
Well, there were people not completing the race, but that was not you.
I had a really strong day and I was full of energy for 50k, and in the final sprint, some of my energy left my body wet. I was just flew up last time like it was a sprint, but for me it was all about making the race as tough as possible. But still, Johannes was able to keep up, and he took the win as he usually does.
Yeah. We should ask you the question that we ask all our guests, because we've been talking for quite a while now. If you had to do a dream session with 2 people in one place, where would you go? What would you do? And who would you go with? 2 people can be dead, alive, anyone, imaginary, whoever you want.
Okay, let's say to have one of the let's say we plan a route from in one of the hardest tracks in the circus with let's say Johan Olsson and Dario Colonia to do like a memory lane hard push. If they can decide if it's 15k or 50k, I mean just go full gas and see who's the toughest.
You like to hurt yourself.
Yeah, if the shape is good, I like it, but when it's not so good, I definitely not like.
But it's fun that you want to do a little match with them boys, like from the good old times, because we read in the media like the level in skiing is going down, and it's like just Norwegian dominance, and there's just like group finishes all the time. Now, a bird whispered to me that about the level in skiing right now. Apparently, somebody in I think end of January, late January, maybe early February, did like an all-time best treadmill test on the Lillehammer lab. Is that true? And is that person maybe sitting here as well?
I think it's still possible to beat some of the old scores in the lab, but treadmill and skiing outside is always something different. But I think the level is quite good also now. I'm quite jealous of sports that can compare the level, like track and field. They know that okay, I'm far behind or I'm doing really good all the time. As a skier today, I feel it's important to have strong belief that we are doing really good at the point now.
Yeah.
So that was neither a yes nor a no. So something tells me that you, pure physically, on the treadmill, you might be the fittest skier that's ever done a test in Lillehammer. And I can tell you there's a lot of really fit skiers that have done tests in Lillehammer.
Yeah.
I think that this test was a good one.
Was it just a lactate profile or was it VO2? Or?
It was a lactate profile, and then I just continued to see how long I could do this. So it turned out to be a all-out test. And I was tired for it for 10 days. So I really like pushed as hell, and it turned out to be a really, really hard session.
So, but anyway, because everybody's done all-out lactate profiles. So like for all the skeptic people out there talking about, oh, level in skiing so low, I think you might want to reconsider your opinion.
Yeah.
Since you're Norwegian and there's always been this rivalry between Norway and Russia. A spicy question. Alexander Bolshinov said in an interview in Russia 2 weeks ago that he watched the skiathlon in the Olympics. Then he decided, oh, it's just a clown show. It's a circus. And if he was there, he would have just easily taken all the golds. What's your opinion on that statement by Alexander Bolshinov?
He's also been beaten by a fellow Russian. That was in in the back there. So we dropped him. So yeah, I think it will be possible to drop also Løwstrøm now, but with his history, it's of course he's a incredible skier. So he will still be a really strong competitor, and I respect him as a competitor. But I hope we would be able to beat him as well.
Yeah.
It was very politically correct.
Yeah. Very Norwegian.
We was hoping you would say something less politically correct there.
Sorry. I will do it off camera.
Mika's had so much messages from Russian people, so he's trying to put the spotlight on someone else.
Oh, okay.
It's like every now and then some Russian media wants to talk to somebody outside of Russia, and then sometimes that happens to be me. And then I said, oh yeah, well, I think he got beaten with more than a minute by Korostelov on average last year. So if he's more than a minute behind Korostelov on average, he's fighting for place 30 now.
Yeah.
Okay, but that's
Okay.
I did not understand, because we started getting lots of comments on our social media and our podcast about this is the guy that said that Bolshunov wouldn't be top 30, and I was like,
Yeah,
what?
okay.
What is on about? And okay, I get it now, Mika.
But when the journalist is finally meeting Mika, when he's showing his darker side and
Yeah.
all his thoughts inside, then they're really hitting the spot and get this.
Yeah,
I just like when there's some fire, you know?
yeah, that's for sure. Anyway, thanks for joining the podcast. This was good. I think we could continue talking for ages, but we should probably cut it short so you can recover. We tried to give you sweets, so we'd like to fatten you up a bit before the World Cup this weekend, but it didn't work so good.
Like, probably you're like
Thanks
still
for
all there, all the sweets are still. Eat
Yeah.
some,
Yeah.
eat some. Martin, eat some.
When we cut camera, I can bring this home and.
Yeah.
Thanks, Martin. This is your #1 Nordic skiing podcast. Like, give us a follow, leave us a comment, tell us what you thought was cool about Martin's story, what we forgot to ask him, and tune in for next episode debrief after Lahti, and next week we'll also have a cool guest, so make sure to tune in. Ciao.
Ciao, ciao.
Skirious problems.